Tides. They ebb and flow, part of the Earth's naturally beautiful rhythm. There's another flow necessary for life, the flow of money, which leads to the question, where do our dollars come from in Charlotte County? Because we're a premier resort and retirement community, dollars come into Charlotte County with the tide of retirees, vacationers, and tourists.
I moved here in 2009 from Wichita, Kansas. Noticed that a lot of the folks on the west coast of Florida are Midwest transplants, and I'm one of them. I don't know how else to say it except that we just fell in love with Punta Gorda. I think it's important that we have a year-round economy here. The year-round residents are who keep these businesses open. It's not that the businesses here don't appreciate all of the business that they get during the season, but I've talked with several small business owners here in Punta Gorda and asked them, could you survive on just what you make during the season? And the answer is no, absolutely not.
Dollars do indeed flow in just like the tide, but they also flow out just like the tide, leaving many businesses high and dry during the off-season.
It is a challenge to run a business in Punta Gorda and just with the changes of the seasons, because it's just really crazy busy for about 5 to 6 months, and then it drops pretty dramatically, and so it's a huge just shift of where your mindset is, and it's a financial shift. It's difficult on the staff because it's just so inconsistent. You go from saying hundreds of people a day to 20 people a day, and so it is definitely a challenge. We're used to it since we've been doing it so long. Doesn't make it fun. We would prefer that there would be a much more steady 12-month pace, of business, because it would definitely make there some less stressful evenings.
Having more year-round jobs in our community, it would just bring up that the rest of the industries in our community. If you don't have those jobs here year-round, again, you're going to see that huge dip during those downtimes because the people just aren't here that would spend the money to do so.
Economic development and having a broader economic base in Charlotte County would mean skilled workforce for our hospitals. It would mean that there were more people that we could recruit from. It would mean that there would be more people to take care of our patients.
Statistics show that our economy is severely impacted during off-season months. Economic development leads to year-round financial stability for our community. But what is economic development, and how can it benefit Charlotte County? Grace Swope, President and CEO of Vision First Advisors and former Florida Secretary of Commerce, explains how economic development works.
When I think about economic development and looking at what it can do, it is aimed at creating economic wealth in the community, and one of the ways to do that is to have better paying jobs. A lot of our communities in Florida, they're seasonal jobs, and a lot of times with seasonal jobs there's no benefits, there's such as health care, there's not savings plans, and if you look at trying to create a better community, you want to be able to recruit, you wanted to bring in and support and nurture jobs that have a higher income, that bring more disposable income to the small businesses, to the merchants there, that gives them the ability to create an even better economic well-being. So when you look at economic development in terms of the type of jobs that are sustainable with health care, it brings a stronger and a more vibrant community together just because of the income of those jobs.
Economic development starts a cycle that results in a stronger tax base and a more vibrant community that enjoys year-round prosperity. To create higher-paying jobs and a higher standard of living, economic development attracts major employers by enhancing assets such as the Punta Gorda Airport, where 3 lighted runways and tower control serve commercial flights and aviation needs. Together, the airport and the ready acreage at the Punta Gorda Interstate Airport Park are nurturing an emerging aerospace industrial cluster, which in turn is bringing more industry to the area.
The more we could bring in some of these folks who are able to have customers and clients and their revenue sources outside the county, and headquartered here and based here or have a branch here, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Having lived here for my entire life, I've seen so many businesses come and go, whether it be retail in the mall or a strip or a restaurant. And once we hit the summer months, it just gets really tough. And it's really hard to gauge, how you have to balance that year round in order to stay open. And so unfortunately, we've seen a lot of really great businesses and restaurants close and have the people move out of the community just because they can't sustain their business year round. It's unfortunate.
Economic development is a coordinated effort to attract industry, create jobs, grow incomes, and the tax base with the end goal of improving the economic well-being and quality of life in the community. In the process, it also prepares the next generation for working, living, and contributing in Charlotte County.
So I see that economic development and education working hand in hand. What we're really trying to do at the Technical Center is we're really trying to work closely with the Economic Development Committee to find out what's going on out there and how we can provide training ground for future businesses that come into our community. That's an avenue of how I see us at the Technical Center, and I also see that being bigger in the whole educational system in Charlotte County as a whole.
Some more employment, different diversity in demographics, both age and otherwise, I think would be very helpful for everybody. For example, the company I work for, diversity is a big push. We're seeing more and more how you get synergies from diversity, and to apply that to Charlotte County, that would work in the economy, the demographics, everything. It does have a multiplicative, synergistic effect.
Charlotte County's beauty and charm can only be enhanced by economic development. A steady flow of dollars creates more jobs and better services through a stronger, more diversified tax base. That's crucial to support the high quality of life Charlotte County offers.
I think the last recession in Florida in particular revealed two things. One is that both at the community level and at the state level, we can't afford to be a one-trick pony. You can't rely on one industry to pull you through and to form the basis of your economic stability. So you must diversify. You must look at the full range of what a state or a region within the state or a specific county or community can do with all of their business assets. And the other thing that it revealed was that you can't afford to be complacent, that there's no place in tomorrow's economy for communities who just rely on what comes to them passively, that you have to be aggressive, you have to go after business, and you have to build on the assets and resources that you have.
There's some people who don't want change of anything. I mean, especially people of my age. They're against change. They're set in their ways. It's working for them. They don't see any reason to change, and I think they're wrong. I think you got to progress.
People don't always realize how far that extends when you provide a job or create a job, how far that money stream extends. Well, if that person has a good job, then he and his family will probably buy a house. They're going to pay tax, whether it be school board tax or local tax. If they have two people working in the family and they get to a point, they may buy a recreational vehicle or a boat. And I use the boat analogy because I love boating and being in South Florida. Well, if I have my boat, I have to fuel it. I have to go get it repaired. I have to have it insured. When I go fishing, I buy bait, I buy tackle, I buy ice, I buy beer, and so it streams out, it never stops.
Activity breeds activity. And so I see economic development as more businesses move to this area and grow, it only breeds more opportunity, not only for other people to move in, but also existing businesses. And that's all the way through, a high-tech type business or a service industry. It's all about having a community that offers opportunities across the board. And I think as that begins to grow, then there's opportunities for everyone.
I think economic development for this community would mean less reliance on tourism. It would mean less reliance on that seasonal type visitor, and so it smooths out our economy.
The communities that can stay strong and vibrant through all different types of downturns in markets are the ones that have a strong economic base. What we're trying to do here is to create that kind of economic base and not have a roller coaster of ups and downs through changes in the economy throughout the nation that we can't control. We're trying to build something here that is strong throughout the year and provides opportunities for others.